Hello and welcome once again to our discussion on consumer arithmetic. Today we'll be focusing on hire purchase, depreciation, and exchange rates. I'm Teacher Walton, and today's word is taken from 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1, and it says, "First of all then, I urge that supplications, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people." So as I pray, that's my declaration, as I pray, I will remember to intercede and give thanks for others. Amen. In question number 1, we are given a hire purchase problem. And in that problem, what are we told? We are told that a car is being considered for purchase. The hire purchase price is 80,000. The deposit is 15,000, and the remainder is paid in equal monthly payments of 1,300. Calculate the number of monthly payments that must be made. Okay, so let's figure this one out together. There's a difference between the hire purchase, which I'll call HP for short, the hire purchase price, and the cash price. Usually when you pay in cash, it will be cheaper. Whatever you are buying, the item will be cheaper. So the second part of the question says, if the cash price, so there you go, that's the other term, the cash price, and you have higher purchase price. And the cash price here is 80,000. And in part 2, we are told that the cash price is 75,000. So you clearly see that the cash price is always cheaper than the higher purchase price. So part 1 asks you to calculate number of monthly installments. So let's work it out. When you're given the higher purchase price, in this case here, the customer makes a $15,000 deposit. So that deposit must be subtracted to find out how much is left to be paid. So if we are given $15,000 as a down payment, then we are left with $65,000 to pay off. And this remainder, that's the remainder, 65,000 is paid in equal installments of 1,300 each. So if you ask to find the number of installments, as we are asked in part 1, what do you think we must do? Yes, I believe you are correct. We must take that remainder, which is the 65,000, and divide it by the amount of each installment payment, which is 1,300. So 65 could be divided by 13 5 times. So in this case, we're going to make 50 installment payments, right? So that's what we got to be. That's the amount of monthly installments, right? 50. Part 2. If the cash price is 75,000, we have it here. Expressed as a percentage, the cash price, the extra cost of buying on hire purchase. So the extra cost will be the difference between the hire purchase price and the cash price, which we know will be 80,000 minus 75,000, which is 5,000. So therefore, if we express in the cash, the extra cost of buying on hire purchase, which is the 5,000, as a percentage of, expressed as a percentage of the cash price. So we must put that cash price underneath here. And let's see how this works now. Let's see how many times 75 could be divided by 5. 75, 1 5 is 5. Remainder 2, that's 15 times. So we must multiply this now by 100. So if we find in percentage, we must multiply the answer by 100. And 1/15th as a percent works out to be 1 divided by 15. I'm going to multiply that by 100. Right, so that will be 1 divided by 15 multiplied by 100. Right, so that should be about 6.67%. Let's double check that. Hundred. Yep, that is 6.67%. And that'll take us to the end of question number 1. Let's go to question number 2. Mr. Joe bought a new computer for 7,800 each year. The card's value, let's change that to computer value. Let's put the computer, right? Each year the computer's value depreciates by 15%, what will be the value of the computer at the end of 2 years? All right, so when we use an item over time, it loses value, right? It loses value, and that is what they refer as depreciation. So the rate of depreciation here is 15%. So after the first year, right, let's work out the depreciation here. So to get a depreciation, we're going to take the 15% of 7,800. So we're going to put our 1,500, 15 over 100, and we're going to multiply that by 7,800. So that gives us depreciation is 1170. So that's the depreciation amount here, 1170. So let's find the reduced value of the car after 1 year. Not the car, the computer. So the reduced value will be 7,800. Then you subtract the loss in value, which is 1170. And then we get the reduced value. Right. Right, so it's 1170, and we are subtracting this from 7,800, 6630. So that will give us 6630. Now, when you're working out the depreciation for the second year, so after 2 years, the depreciation rate is still 15%, but then the actual depreciation is found by taking 15% of the reduced value, and that will be multiplied by 15 over 100. Right, 99450. So depreciation here is 99450. So let's find the reduced value of the computer after the second year. So you will take your 6630 minus 994.50. Let's work on it. $5,635.50. So the question only asks us to find the value of the computer at the end of 2 years. So this will be the value of the computer at the end of 2 years right here. $5,635.50. Of course, if you were going to find the value after 3 years, you will simply repeat what we would have done here. 15% of this new value, 5,635.50, right? And then you would work it out. Let's practice that. So 5,635.50, multiply that by 15%, 0.15, and the depreciation here now is $845.33. And then its value after the third year will be 5,635.50 minus 845.33. All right, let's see if we can work it out without the calculator. 710 right, 550. Let's borrow 1 here, that goes to 5, 13. 4 from 13 is 9. Let's borrow 1 here, that goes to 4. Let's put 1 here. 8 from 15 is 7, and let's just bring down the 4. So assuming that is correct, and we'll check it now, that will be the value of the computer after 3 years. Right, 47, right, 90.17, right? We rounded. Right, just to convince you of that, let's do it. So we take in the 5,635.50 minus 845.33. Right, 4,790.17. So that'll be the value of the computer after 3 years. So I think you get the idea there. Let's go to number 3. Okay, so number 3 question deals with exchange rates. And we just need to read the question carefully, these exchange rate questions very carefully, and take our time solving the problem. So let's go. Some years ago, US $1 was equivalent to Jamaican $3.50. So it's always nice to put down the information as soon as we get it. So US $1 is equivalent to Jamaican $3.50. So we need to give up more of the Jamaican dollar for every single US dollar that we are interested in getting or exchanging, right? Calculate the amount of US currency that was equivalent to Jamaican 7,600. So again, we're gonna follow our table right here. We need to find the equivalent amount of US dollars. Right, we don't know the answer here yet. That is equivalent to Jamaican 7,600. So what do we do? Well, let's work it out. So I always like to take the unitary approach to this problem. And let's rewrite this. Jamaican $3.50 is equivalent to 1 US, right? 1 US dollar. Okay, let's write it out. They have it here. $1. So one Jamaican dollar will be equivalent to US, and take the 1 and you divide it by 350. So now we have to find out what is Jamaican $7,600, and that will be equivalent to 1 over 350, 3.50 multiplied by 7,600. Now, how you know you work this sum correctly is that you must receive, in terms of the comparison, US an amount which is much less than the Jamaican amount, right? So let's see what the calculator gives us here. So when we take 1 divided by 3.5, and then we multiply that answer by 7,600, right, we are getting 2,171 and 43 cents. 2,171 and 43 cents. 2,171.43. And this is the point I was making just now. This number here should be less than this number here, because as the exchange rate says up here, you have to give up more Jamaican currency for every single dollar that you are getting in the US equivalent, right? The US currency. So therefore, if when a student calculates an answer and would have gotten, let's say, a larger amount, let's say you get 8,915, I'm just using that arbitrary number, right? For the US dollar amount here, we know that that will be incorrect based on the exchange rate. You are giving up more Jamaican for every 1 US. So therefore, you cannot have an answer for US dollars, which is more than what you have here as the Jamaican amount. So we need to watch out for that. And the best way to avoid getting the wrong answer is to use this unitary method here. Always find for what is the value of 1, and then you simply proceed by multiplying it by whatever you ask for. In this case, 7,600, we multiply that by 7,600. Okay, so that takes care of part A. The question continues. After devaluation, Jamaican $1 was worth 80% of its original value. Calculate the new rate of exchange for US $1. Okay. So what they are saying now, the whole exchange rate, US $1, which was equivalent to Jamaican 350. This amount here, after the devaluation, is only worth 80%, right? So if we need to find a new exchange rate, we have to work out what 100% represents. And again, we're going to try the unitary amount for that. So let's try it here. Jamaican 350 is represented by 80%. Right, that's the value, 80% of its value. So if we need to find 1%, that will be the 350 divided by 80. That'll be 1%. 1% will represent that. And now we need to get the 100%. So 100% will represent the 350 divided by this 80, and you multiplying it now by 100. So you see how the unitary method is at work again here? And the value we are getting is $350 divided by 80 multiplied by 100. So we are now looking at a new rate of Jamaican $4.38. Jamaican $4.38. Right. So what I'm doing here, just to make sure that we have it correct, if we take the old value, which was Jamaican 350, and we divide it by the new amount, which is 4.38, and now multiply that by 100, and express it as a percentage, you notice it is around 80%, right? So because of the rounding we did just now, it came down just a little shy of 80%. It's 79.9 and so on. So the new rate is now, right, so let's make some space on the right. The new rate is now US $1 equals to Jamaican $4.38. And of course, we're going to answer the last part of the question there. So let's fix this. The new rate here is 1 US is equivalent now to Jamaican $4.38. So we are asked, what will be the amount of Jamaican dollars after devaluation that would be equivalent to US 6,400? So we already have the setup here for the unitary method. If 1 US is Jamaican 438, then US 6,400 will be equivalent to 6,400 by 4.38, and that is the Jamaican dollars now. That will be equivalent to Jamaican, let's calculate. 6,400 multiplied by 4.38. 28,032 Jamaican dollars. 28,032 Jamaican dollars. So, as usual, it's always fun meeting you here and working through these math questions. So, until we meet again, may God continue to richly bless you. Take care now. Bye.